You know. I'd like to, are we on stream, are we live? Okay. I'd like to call to order the Cuyahoga County Council regular meeting of Tuesday, May the 13th, 2014. Madam Clerk, will you call the roll?
Calling the roll, Mr. Schron.
Here.
Ms. Conwell.
Here.
Mr. Jones.
Here.
Mr. Hairston.
Here first.
Ms. Simon. Here. Mr. Greenspan.
Here.
Mr. Miller.
Here.
Mr. Brady.
Here.
Mr. Germana.
Here.
Mr. Gallagher.
Here.
And Ms. Conley. There is a quorum.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. For our moment of silence this evening, I'd like to remember the lost girls in Nigeria and pray for their safe return. All right, moving on to item 5. Is there any public comment related to the agenda?
I received no requests this evening, Madam Chair.
All right, item 6, approval of minutes. The minutes of April the 22nd, 2014, the Committee of the Whole, and the minutes of the regular meeting of April the 22nd have been circulated. If there are no additions or corrections to those minutes, I will accept a motion to approve them as circulated.
Move to adopt.
Moved by Mr. Sharon and seconded by Ms. Conwell. Any discussion? All those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? And I'll abstain since I was not present. Let's see, the only announcements I have, I'd like to congratulate Ms. Chantel Brown, who's with us this evening. She was the winner in the District 9 Democratic primary and will be facing a Republican opposition, but we're hoping for the best for her in our highly democratic District 9. And welcome former State Representative Patrick Sweeney, who graces us with our presence this evening. Must be something important for Mr. Sweeney to be here. And let's see, I don't have any others. It's good to be back from vacation. I came back with the most horrendous flu. And so it took me a week to catch up, but I'm back. So I don't have any other announcements. Mr. Fitzgerald.
Thank you very much, Madam President. One of the things I think you missed while you were gone, I think you were gone during this period of time, was the Dazzle the District event at Playhouse Square.
I was riding a camel in Morocco.
Well, you should have done it as part of Dazzle the District. That would have been really interesting. But it was it might not have been as interesting as that, but it was very interesting, and it was really, I've never seen anything like that downtown. You could see people, it was basically as far as the eye could see, the Euclid Avenue was absolutely packed from East 13th to Cleveland State. And they did a fantastic job just bringing people downtown and making them feel a part of that. I know there was discussion and debate about whether or not it made sense for the county to be supportive of that effort, but you could really see it there. And not just that night. If you talk to the people, and I'd encourage people on council to do this, if you talk to the people at Playhouse Square about the amount of investment and interest it has already drawn to that area, I think you'll be assured that that was an investment in downtown that made sense, and it's going to drive jobs and economic development in that part of Cuyahoga County. So it was a great night for Playhouse Square, but it was a great night for the community. There are people there from all over the county, so it wasn't just a Cleveland issue. It was a success for the whole community, and it was great to be a part of it. So I thank council for your support on that particular project. Would not have happened without the county's full support. I also want to thank council because we recently made an announcement, and that councilman, where council was heavily involved and represented recently with our county clerk of courts. One of the things that we diagnosed early on in the administration was that we could do a better job collecting delinquent fees and charges and court costs, and that was an area where the county had had fell down in previous years. And then we consulted with council and got a lot of great input from yourself, Madam President, and Councilman Gallagher in particular with his expertise of the court system. And we've reached and then we had a policy that we ran through council with consultation of council about what best methods to use to try to collect those funds. And that has now gained a little over $1 million even in the early months of its operation. So again, that is money that was basically left on the table, and now it's going back into our general fund. It can be used for services to benefit the people of this county, and it would not have happened without council's support and also the excellent work of Clerk of Courts Rocco. Just wanted to mention those two things, and welcome back, Madam President. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, item 9, legislation introduced by council. A, consideration of a resolution of council for first reading and referral to committee.
Resolution number 2014-0123, a resolution approving the appointment or reappointment of various individuals to serve on the Cuyahoga County Soldiers and Sailors Monument Board of Trustees for various unexpired terms and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective. Mr. Donald Jaffe, and the reappointments are Burj Shakarian and Jerry L. Young.
And this matter will go to Human Resources. B, committee reports and consideration of a resolution for second reading.
Resolution number 2014-0108, a resolution amending the 2014-2015 biennial operating budget for 2014 by providing for an additional fiscal appropriation in order to meet the budgetary needs of a county department and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
This matter will be on for third reading on May the 27th. C, consideration of an ordinance of council for first reading and referral to committee.
Ordinance number 2014-0015, an ordinance enacting the Cuyahoga County Electronic Modernization Act by authorizing the electronic delivery and execution of legislation, contracts, and other instruments and documents.
This matter will go to Council Operations Committee under the able hands of Mr. Greenspan, and he has these 9 o'clock on Monday morning meetings. So that'll be on for his next meeting. 10, legislation introduced by the executive. A, consideration of resolutions for first reading, adoption under suspension of the rules. These matters need immediate attention, so we need a motion to suspend Rule 9A and 12, 9D and 12A. Mr. Gallagher?
I move to suspend the rules.
Second.
Moved by Mr. Gallagher and seconded by Mr. Jermaine. All those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. The rules are suspended.
Resolution number 2014-0111, a resolution approving a collective bargaining agreement between Cuyahoga County and American Federation of State, County, and Municipal Employees, Ohio Council 8, AFL-CIO, Local 3631, covering approximately 64 employees in the classification of Assistant Public Defender at the Office of the Public Defender for the period January 1, 2013 through December 31, 2015, directing that funds necessary to implement the collective bargaining agreement be budgeted and appropriated, authorizing the county executive to execute the agreement and all other documents consistent with this resolution, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
Adopt.
Moved by Mr. Schron and seconded by Ms. Conwell. We had extensive discussions regarding this in executive session. There were a lot of questions asked, and it's my understanding that the administration is recommending the acceptance of this contract.
That's correct.
All right, is there any other questions or discussion now? All right, all those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it, and we now have public defenders for another three years. I see some people smiling in the back. All right, moving on to item 0124.
Resolution number 2014-0124, a resolution amending the 2014-2015 biennial operating budget for 2014 by providing for additional fiscal appropriations from the general fund and other funding sources, for appropriation transfers between budget accounts, and for cash transfers between budgetary funds in order to meet the budgetary needs of various county departments, offices, and agencies, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
Move to adopt.
Moved by Mr. Miller and seconded by Mr. Schrein. I understand that there is an amendment to our biweekly fiscal adjustments.
Okay, the amendment is to add an additional section item AY, and this provides $4,520,000. It's to upgrade the IT computer switches countywide. Have we distributed the amendment?
Yeah, our page numbers got screwed up this week, so,
Yeah, I apologize for that. Yes.
yeah, it's in the book, but it's not Jean's fault. I think the printer screwed it
Yeah,
up.
that particular one is not in the book,
Okay.
but I sent it out via email, and I
Okay.
apologize, it was not copied.
I'm going to move that the resolution be amended by adding that item.
Second.
All right, moved by Mr. Miller and seconded by Mr. Schrein for the amendment. Is there any discussion on the amendment? All right, all those in favor of the amendment indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. The item is now amended. Any discussion on the item as amended?
Madam Chair. The changes proposed in this fiscal resolution are significant in size but routine. They mostly relate to appropriation and closeout of grants and realignments within expenditure lines. There are several items relating to the Euclid Jail project. The numbers are consistent with the presentations on that project that we heard in committee. There is also an appropriation for $2,132,000 for business loans under the Grow Ohio County program, as we discussed in Economic Development Committee. I recommend approval.
All right, thank you, Mr. Miller. Any other questions? All right, all those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. The resolution is adopted. Item B, consideration of a resolution of council for first reading and referral to committee.
Resolution number 2014-0125, a resolution authorizing the transfer of certain county properties to the Board of Park Commissioners of the Cleveland Metropolitan Park District, authorizing the lease of certain county properties to said board, authorizing the county executive to take all necessary actions and to execute all documents necessary to consummate the contemplated transactions, authorizing the Director of Public Works to administer the project, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
I'm trying to read you right. What committee do you want this to go to,
The Committee of the Whole.
Oh, committee of the whole, okay. Committee of the whole.
Resolution number 2014-0126, a resolution authorizing a second amendment to a hangar lease agreement with Eaton Corporation for the period June 1, 2003 through May 31, 2013, to exercise an option to extend the time period to May 31, 2018, and to change the per annum fee to the county from $112,145 to $116,167.64, authorizing the county executive to execute the amendment and all other documents consistent with this resolution, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
This will go to Public Works, but is this the item that we all got letters about from the Flying Club? And I know that staff members have talked to them, and no, this is not the same item? Okay.
Well,
Somebody says no, somebody says yes.
Bonnie says no.
Bonnie says no, says no. Okay. Right. If Bonnie says no, it's no.
Both are at the airport, but they're completely different hangars space.
Okay, but you are addressing the issues with the people that have contacted us?
Yes, we are.
Okay. All right, so this matter will go to Public Works. All right, next item.
Resolution number 2014-0127, a resolution making an award on requisition number 30134 to Professional Service Industries Incorporated in the amount not to exceed $862,232 for testing and inspection services for the Convention Center Hotel project for the period May 27, 2014 through December 31, 2016, authorizing the county executive to execute the contract and all other documents consistent with said award and this resolution, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
This goes to Public Works.
Resolution number 2014-0128, a resolution making an award on requisition number 30047 to the CA Agresta Construction Company in the amount not to exceed $904,764.90 for repair and resurfacing of Harvard Avenue from Newburgh Heights West Corporation Line to East 54th Street in the village of Newburgh Heights, authorizing the county executive to execute the contract and all other documents consistent with said award and this resolution, authorizing the county engineer on behalf of the county executive to make an application for allocation from county motor vehicle $7.50 license tax funds in said amount to fund said contract, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
Let's go to Public Works.
Resolution number 2014-0129, a resolution making an award on requisition number 29932 to Roniak Paving Incorporated in the amount not to exceed $2,099,283.40 for 2014 resurfacing operations Group 2 in various municipalities, authorizing the county executive to execute the contract and all other documents consistent with said award and this resolution, authorizing the county engineer on behalf of the county executive to make an application for allocation from county motor vehicle $7.50 license tax funds in said amount to fund said contract, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective. The projects are Chagrin Boulevard from Lander Road to South Lane in the city of Pepper Pike and village of Moreland Hills, and West Grace Street from Turney Road to Broadway Avenue in the city of Bedford.
And this will go to Public Works also.
Resolution number 2014-0130, a resolution authorizing an amendment to contract number CE 1200-357 with HealthSpan Integrated Care, formerly known as Kaiser Foundation Health Plan of Ohio, for group health care benefits for county employees and their eligible dependents, including medical and pharmacy benefit management services, for the period January 1, 2012 through December 31, 2013, to extend the time period to December 31, 2014, and for additional funds in the amount not to exceed $4 million, authorizing the county executive to execute the amendment and all other documents consistent with this resolution, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
Let's go to Human Resources.
Resolution number 2014-0131, a resolution making an award on requisition number 27440 to AT&T Corporation in the amount not to exceed $551,700 for measured business line services for the period June 1, 2014 through December 31, 2018, authorizing the county executive to execute the contract and all other documents consistent with said award and this resolution, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
Let's go to Finance and Budget.
Resolution number 2014-0132, a resolution making an award on requisition number 27440 to AT&T Corporation in the amount not to exceed $2,382,000 for Centrex telephone and Centrex messaging services for the period June 1, 2014 through December 31, 2018, authorizing the county executive to execute the contract and all other documents consistent with said award and this resolution, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
It goes to Finance and Budget.
Resolution number 2014-0133, a resolution making an award on requisition number 27440 to AT&T Corporation in the amount not to exceed $2,396,160 for session initiation protocol and transport services for the period June 1, 2014 through December 31, 2018, authorizing the county executive to execute the contract and all other documents consistent with said award and this resolution, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
Let's go to Finance and Budget.
Resolution number 2014-0134, a resolution making an award on requisition number 27440 to AT&T Corporation in the amount not to exceed $300,000 for long-distance services for the period June 1, 2014 through December 31, 2018, authorizing the county executive to execute the contract and all other documents consistent with said award and this resolution, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
This goes to Finance and Budget.
Resolution number 2014-0135, a resolution authorizing a lease agreement with City of Broadview Heights in the amount not to exceed $30 for land for an emergency operations center and special operations facility for the period June 1, 2014 through May 31, 2044, authorizing the county executive to execute the agreement and all other documents consistent with this resolution, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
Goes to Public Safety Justice Affairs.
Resolution number 2014-0136, a resolution authorizing a contract with Federal Express Corporation, FedEx Ground Packaging System Incorporated, and FedEx Corporate Services Incorporated in the amount not to exceed $1,760,000 for transportation carrier services for the period June 1, 2014 through May 31, 2015, authorizing the county executive to execute the contract and all other documents consistent with this resolution, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
This goes to Public Safety Justice Affairs.
And resolution number 2014-0137, a resolution authorizing an amendment to contract number CE 1300-322 with Catholic Charities Corporation for pre-employment screening services for Ohio Works First applicants for the period July 1, 2013 through June 30, 2014, to extend the time period to June 30, 2015, and for additional funds in the amount not to exceed $523,100, authorizing the county executive to execute the amendment and all other documents consistent with this resolution, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
Goes to Health and Human Services. Item C, committee reports and consideration of resolutions for second reading.
Resolution number 2014-0103, a resolution authorizing a contract with National Council for Community Development Incorporated, doing business as National Development Council, in the amount not to exceed $2,132,000 for administration and capitalization of the Grow Cuyahoga County Fund for the period January 1, 2014 through December 31, 2015, authorizing an agreement with Cuyahoga County Community Improvement Corporation for fiscal agent services in connection with said fund for the period November 19, 2013 through December 31, 2016, authorizing the county executive to execute the contract and agreement and all other documents consistent with this resolution, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
This will be moved to May 27th for third reading.
Resolution number 2014-0115, a resolution adopting various changes to the Cuyahoga County non-bargaining classification plan, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
This will go for third reading on the 27th.
Resolution number 2014-0122, a resolution approving the Metro Health System's request to establish and operate a healthcare facility in the city of Brunswick, Medina County, Ohio, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
Will be on for the 27th for third reading. Item D, committee reports and consideration of resolutions for second reading and adoption under suspension of the rules. These matters have been to committee, but maybe most of them are time sensitive or we need to move them along, so we're going to ask for a motion to waive Rule 90 to require a third reading.
Madam President, I move to suspend the rule. Second.
Moved by Mr. Gallagher and seconded by Mr. Jemana. All those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, the ayes have it. The rule is suspended. Madam Clerk.
Resolution number 2014-0113, a resolution amending resolution number 2013-0101, dated August 13, 2013, which declared that public convenience and welfare requires widening and reconstruction of East 105th Street and intersecting streets from Quincy Avenue to Chester Avenue, Phase 1 Opportunity Corridor in the city of Cleveland, to add the state of Ohio as a party to agreements to be entered into pursuant to the resolution, and to clarify the funding arrangements in connection with the project. and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
Move to adopt.
Moved by Mr. Jones and seconded by Mr. Jimana. Do you want to be heard, Mr. Jones?
Well, Madam President, this is the, again, the opportunity corridor. We have, the county owns the road from, again, Chester to Quincy Avenue. The bulk of this will be within the city of Cleveland and their purview from I-490 at East 55th Street. But this is just the first leg, and now the state will take responsibility for the actual resurfacing of our portion. And Director Tweedman might, if you'd like to come and give us some reason, just insight into why the state will be fulfilling this duty as opposed to the county.
Thank you. Bonnie Tewan, Director of Public Works. This is more of a housekeeping change amendment more than anything else. Originally, when we had the legislation before you, the welfare and convenience, the project was originally intended that we would administer the contract. The state, as you know, has been very aggressive and involved in the whole opportunity corridor. They have a desire to construct this project in a very fast-paced, early process. So they're going to use the design-build process for this, and therefore they made the determination that they wanted to administer it because it was going to be design-build, as opposed to us administering it as was the original intention. So. If there's any questions, I'll take them.
Mr. Schrein?
Why couldn't we use our design build right ordinances that we have passed?
We
They're-
could.
They're on a parallel with the states.
You're absolutely right. They have more money into the project. They were preparing the plans, and actually they were the original intention was that they would have their consultant prepare the plans and hand us the plans, and we would sell them and administer the construction project. Somewhere along the way, they changed their mind, and probably because they figured out that they couldn't get the plans done in time to get it started construction, so therefore they just took the whole ball of wax and decided to do it design build. But we do have that capability, and the next project on the agenda here is a design build project that we're actually going to do.
Okay. All right, any other questions or discussions on this item?
Madam President, I always like to say with this project, we know it brings this, it connects, I would say, Cleveland Heights, many other communities directly to give them direct access to the highway. But also there will be job creation. The biotech industry and many others may start to develop along this route. And I would say this is a perfect opportunity for many in that community that are looking for work opportunities, that we be proactive and see this as an opportunity to develop the skill sets. We talk about the STEM schools, and just prepare for the community to prepare themselves for the job opportunities that will come. Many talk about the need to go to Solon and drive far distances just to find work opportunities, but they will start to develop here. So it's just something to be proactive when we talk about other things as the loss of homes and businesses in the community, but there will be job opportunities. So just something to keep in mind.
Thank you. All right, anything further? All those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. All right, next item.
Resolution number 2014-0114, resolution making an award on requisition number 29436 to Shermer Construction in the amount not to exceed $612,351 for replacement of Boston Road culvert number 07.74 over an unnamed creek to the Rocky River in the city of Broadview Heights and Medina County. Authorizing the county executive to execute the contract and all other documents consistent with said award and this resolution. Authorizing the county engineer on behalf of the county executive to make an application for allocation from county motor vehicle $7.50 license tax funds in the amount of $489,880.80 to fund said contract, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
Moved by Mr. Jones and seconded by Mr. Jermaine.
No comments.
Any discussion on this? All right, all those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, the ayes have it. Next item.
Resolution number 2014-0116, a resolution making an award on requisition number 27440 to AT&T Corporation in the amount not to exceed $1,418,820 for wide area network links for the period May 1, 2014 through December 31, 2018, authorizing the county executive to execute the contract and all other documents consistent with said award and this resolution, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
Move to adopt.
Moved by Mr. Miller and seconded by Ms. Conwell. Any discussion on this item?
Madam Chair.
Mr. Miller?
This and the next three items are IT contracts which were reviewed and recommended by Finance and Budget Committee. Most involve cost savings to the county, so they were recommended for passage on second reading to obtain savings as quickly as possible. Resolution 116, this item, is a 4-year, 8-month contract with AT&T for $1.418 million to provide network and connectivity among county locations and the REDS public safety network. Resolution 117 is a contract of the same length also with AT&T for $6.65 million to upgrade and maintain routers and switches for the county's communication system. Resolution 118 is a contract with AT&T over the same time span for $85,800 to provide internet services for county government. And Resolution 119 is a 5-year contract with CareWorks Technologies for $842,560 to provide DMZ and firewall security and equipment maintenance. These services protect the borders between the county's computers and the wider internet world from harmful intrusions and/or interface problems. I recommend approval of the 4 items.
All right, thank you, Mr. Miller. Any questions? All right, let's go back to item 117. I'm sorry, 116. Oh, wait, am I right? Yeah, okay. All right, all those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. Then you need to read 117.
Resolution number 2014-0117, a resolution making an award on requisition number 27440 to AT&T Corporation in the amount not to exceed $6,649,758.68 for wide area network and local area network equipment upgrades and services for the period May 1, 2014 through December 31, 2018, authorizing the county executive to execute the contract and all other documents consistent with said award and this resolution, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
Move to adopt.
Moved by Mr. Miller and seconded by Ms. Conwell. Any discussion on this item? All those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. Next item.
For 2014-0118, a resolution making an award on requisition number 27440 to AT&T Corporation in the amount not to exceed $85,800 for internet service provider services for the period May 1, 2014 through December 31, 2018, authorizing the county executive to execute the contract and all other documents consistent with said award and this resolution, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
To adopt.
Moved by Mr. Miller and seconded by Ms. Conwell. Any discussion on this item? All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it.
Resolution number 2014-0119, a resolution making an award on requisition number 27440 to CareWorks Technologies Limited in the amount not to exceed $842,563.34 for DMZ and firewall security equipment and maintenance for the Regional Enterprise Data Sharing System for the period April 1, 2014 through March 31, 2019, authorizing the county executive to execute the contract and all other documents consistent with said award and this resolution, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
Move to adopt.
Moved by Mr. Miller and seconded by Ms. Conwell. Any discussion on this item? All those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it.
Resolution number 2014-0120, resolution authorizing a contract with BZT Acquisition in the amount not to exceed $798,000 for lease of space located at 75 Erie View Plaza, Cleveland, for operation of the Family Justice Center for the period June 1, 2014 through May 31, 2019, authorizing the county executive to execute the contract and all other documents consistent with this resolution, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
Move to adopt.
Moved by Mr. Jones and seconded by Mr. Germano. Any discussion on this item?
Just wanted to add my name, Madam.
Simon's name. We had an extensive discussion regarding this matter in the committee of the whole. It was very, very informative. And this project has been in the works for many years, so it'll certainly be a great culmination of a lot of work. And I just continue to remember that one of the last cases I had as a judge was a woman by the name of Tanya Hunter, and I warned her about getting away from her abusive husband, and she went back after he got out of jail, and she was murdered. And I can always just see her face and think about the warning that I gave her, and maybe if this Family Justice Center had been there, that she could have got some additional counseling and made a different decision. But so I think that this will be great benefit to the community, and I look forward to working with you on this in the future.
Madam Chair, can I have my name added?
Yeah, my name also. Okay. Any other questions, discussions? All those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. And let us know when you get up and running. We'll come down for a tour, walk down, and you can give us a tour of the operation. Okay. All right, next item.
Resolution number 2014-0121, a resolution authorizing amendments to contracts with various providers for placement services for the period October 1, 2011 through December 31, 2013, authorizing the county executive to execute the amendments and all other documents consistent with this resolution, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective for a decrease in increases and with the contract numbers, providers, and in the amounts not to exceed as printed on the agenda, items 8-1A through 8-2AH.
Move approval.
Second.
Moved by Mr. Brady and seconded by Mr. Miller. Do you want to be heard on this, Mr. Brady?
Just that this is a routine redistribution of funds for providers for housing for some of our needy children.
Okay. Any other questions or comments? All right, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. And item E, consideration of a resolution for third reading adoption.
Resolution number 2014-0105, a resolution making an award on requisition number 27440 to TEC Communications Incorporated in the amount not to exceed $1,700,000 for wide area network and voice over internet protocol consultant services for the period May 1, 2014 through December 31, 2018, authorizing the county executive to execute the master agreement and contract and all other documents consistent with said award and this resolution, and declaring the necessity that this resolution become immediately effective.
Move to adopt. Second.
Moved by Mr. Schrein and seconded by Mr. Germain. Any discussion on this item? Mr. Maury? He's just chomping a bit. Come on up.
Madam Chair.
Yes.
Did you have something?
Yeah. Did you want to say something, Mr.
Sure.
Okay.
This is a 4-year, 8-month contract with Tech Communications, TEC, for $1.7 million to provide call center functions throughout county government. And it was reviewed and recommended by Finance and Budget, and I recommend approval. And if Director Maury has anything to add, he should.
Oh, okay.
I just want you there in case we had questions.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was Gallagher's fault.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Schrein?
I'm very excited about the fact we're moving over to this level of technology. Voice over IP is going to give us the ability to do things that we couldn't do before. It's going to allow us to do interlinking of our customers and our service providers. It's going to eventually pop up directly on the screen. So if you're talking to somebody that needs the services, it's going to pop up right through the voice over IP. I know that Director Mowry, we envision that this will actually be field displayable too at some point on iPads and all the way on through. So it's moving us truly into the next generation of being a service provider to our customers and clients out there.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions, discussions? All's in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. All right, miscellaneous committee reports. You want to start down, Mr. Greenspan?
Great, thank you. As Madam President said, my committee meets Mondays at 9 a.m.
He provides the coffee, but
which
I
is
don't drink coffee.
Which is halfway through Chairman Schron's day.
Mine
But,
too.
So we meet at 9 a.m. We're going to discuss various charter amendments. I know a number of you have submitted recommendations. I'd request that you're present at the meeting to discuss your proposals. And also, we have one item referred to committee that we'll be discussing on Monday.
Mr. Miller?
Madam President and my colleagues, we're going to have finance and budget at a special time, which is at 11 a.m. tomorrow morning. And this is going to be the first quarter financial review for the county. And I would invite not only the members of finance and budget, but all the members of council and future members of council to come to that meeting. And there will also be a number of items of legislation on the agenda as well. And I'd also like to take a moment, I have a brief item of miscellaneous business, which is just to bring again to everybody's attention that the month of May we have designated as Multiple Chemical Sensitivity Awareness Month in Cuyahoga County. And it's a problem that is not fully recognized in the wider community. And as part of that, I'm doing some research into the county's policy on idling of vehicles. The vehicle exhaust is one of the most significant items that triggers events in people that are chemically sensitive. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Miller. Anyone else, Mr. Brady?
I think everybody received this message, but tomorrow's Health and Human Services Committee meeting was canceled. That was to be a discussion about the proposal that was made by the CEO of Metro, and we will be rescheduling that at a future date.
Thank you. Anyone else? No, you have something, you have miscellaneous business or?
Sure.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
Didn't have a committee report, but miscellaneous. I know that Mr. Greenspan is picking up on some operational issues. If you go back to our early discussions 3 years ago when we were setting dollar values and limits of where we were as an organizational structure, we set them, and I know I was kind of a rogue in suggesting that this body start committing and looking at them above $1 million in different bodies. Tonight, in just the items that were referred to as 7 of the 13 would not have come before this body. They could have been handled by the Board of Control if we would have used the higher limits out there. So I'm merely suggesting that we go back and revisit where we are on that, because I think operationally, and then that means that we would then move the Board of Control number up higher, letting those operational pieces go before the county executive. And I think we're now 3 years into this, and I think that it's time for us to go back and review some of those things, because I think operationally we're operating efficiently and effectively, and let's move some of those dollar limits instead of where they are right today. Let's move them up to higher dollar limits. And I see some nodding by our legal department, and I wasn't prompted for that nod, but I think that if you look at it, it means a whole series of steps that we can do to institutionalize on a faster process, I think. And that's what we're all here for, as part of what we're trying to do good government. Thank you.
Ms. Conwell?
Moving along to HRAE will not be meeting this month at all. Yippee for all committee members. We do have some items that were listed. They will both be taken care of on June 3rd, which would be the next scheduled Human Resources and Appointment and Equity Committee at 10 a.m.
Mr. Jones, you got a lot tonight.
Yeah, and the Public Works Committee will meet next Thursday, May 21st,
22nd, isn't it?
21st, to deal with the items referred to committee today.
He would be the happiest one if that's the case.
Okay. It's Thursday, it's the 22nd though, isn't it?
Not yet.
Wednesday, May 21st.
Oh, Wednesday, okay, I thought you said Thursday, okay.
So what?
No, I'm joking.
Else?
Madam President, just to know that the Environmental Committee is going to be exploring perhaps a sustainability manager and how we're going to be able to expand our Western Reserve Plan economic development policies to incentivize and increase our renewable energy jobs in the county. And so we'll be exploring that in the committee and keep the council apprised, especially in light of the state's endeavor to freeze the efficiency standards at 2014 levels and how that's going to impact the rest of the state.
Okay, any public comment unrelated to the agenda?
No, Madam Chair.
Okay, anything else for the good of the order? All right, if there's a motion to adjourn, we'll stand adjourned.
What do you?